Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as you can tell by the title, I will be surviving 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. So this isn't something I've done before, and it did take very long for me to do. So it would be very appreciated if you could subscribe, because right now I don't have that many subscribers. So let's change difficulty to hardcore and let's get started. So this is the world that I will be spending the next 100 days on. So here's the world seed if anyone wants it. Day 1, nothing special, just have what you'd always do when you start a Minecraft world. Started by getting some wood. After that I started collecting some stone for stone tools. Then I noticed there was a shipwreck right next to spawn, and as any good survivalist knows, it has tons of good loot. So I went to take it. And I was right, there was tons of great loot, enough iron for a pickaxe, and lots of emeralds, which will be useful when I start trading with villagers. I followed a buried treasure map that I found in the shipwreck to a buried treasure, and it was so worth it. For my first diamonds, day 1. And lots of gold and food, always useful. After that I travelled the 7 seas in search for a village. Day 2 I found a village. So this will be a great place to progress by villager trading, and also kinda looks nice. And it's in the middle of a tundra, which was not planned, but tundra is actually my favourite biome. So it's nice. Or snowy plains, it's snow now, since 1.18. Then I just set up mini base camp, just a few chests, a crafting table and a furnace, so quite simple. I will get rid of this eventually, but right now obviously I don't know how to put them in, so yeah. Day 3, I realised there was a blacksmith in the village, which is nice, so decent amount of iron armour and also obsidian, which will be good for making an earth portal later on, and food, which is nice, not much, but better than nothing. With the help of the 2 iron pieces that I found in the blacksmith, I managed to craft full iron armour on day 3, which is really good for me, I think. After getting full iron armour, I felt more comfortable going into the caves, so I started work on a mine in the village. The plan is to eventually get rid of this because it's very ugly, a hole in the middle of the ground, but it will do for now. Day 4 and I am still working on the mine. I didn't finish today. With the extra deep slate at the bottom, it takes longer than you'd think. Day 5 I started mining in the mine shaft that I just made and found diamonds. So these are my first actually mined diamonds. With those diamonds that I just mined, I managed to craft myself my first piece of diamond armour, and I feel way more protected now. Day 6 I started work on a villager trading hall, which will be very useful for me to get important things like enchanted books and food, a lot of useful things basically. Day 7 I got my first villager in the villager trading hall. It wasn't actually as hard as I was expecting it to be. It actually kind of worked with me, which was really good. Because as most of you probably know, villagers are a pain. By the end of the day, I managed to get 2 villagers in the trading hall, which I would say was quite good for a single day. Day 8, I started work on a villager breeder, because 1, you can never have too many, and 2, now that I'm putting them in the trading hall, I don't want to run out. Day 9, I'm just working on the villager breeder. I got the villagers in, which is the part which I was expecting to be the most annoying, but it was actually quite easy. Day 10, I went in search for a plains biome to get the beds that I needed for the villager breeder. Oh, and that bed in my hand, no one's using that, that's my bed. Oh, and also, coming up now, I found this really cool cave on the way, which is really close to the village. So good news is, I found a plains biome, so at least I now know that if I ever want any food or wool or anything that you find in a plains biome, I can always come here. And it's not that far away from the village actually, so that's also quite good. I mean, it takes a full half day to travel there, but it's better than it being thousands and thousands of blocks away. Day 12, I found a ruins portal, so I decided to mine some obsidian to get a nether portal. And if you're wondering where day 11 is, the clip just doesn't exist, so I'm assuming I either forgot to record it or the clip somehow got deleted. So we'll never know what I did on day 11, because not even I can remember. When I returned to the village, I freed the villagers and finished the villager breeder. So hopefully soon I will be having lots of baby villagers, so I will not need to worry on ever running out again. Then I focused on enslaving 2 more villagers for the rest of their lives. Putting 2 villagers to live in the villager trading hall for the rest of their lives. Day 13, I focused on building a room for the nether portal in the mountain. The reason I did it in the mountain was to avoid villagers from getting in, because in my last playthroughs that happened a lot and I lost a lot of villagers to the depths of hell. Genuinely not a great spawn. It's okay, but I never really liked spawning in a basalt delta. But hey, at least there's a fortress nearby, so I won't have to bother looking very far for that. Day 14, I went back to the plains biome to get a bunch of leather for the bookshelves put around at the enchanting table. And I also got a bunch of food in the process, which was very nice, because I was running low. Day 15, I raided a village of their hay bales that was in the plains biome. So that will also get me a lot of food, that will last me a while. I then went on to steal the church's, I think. Church's brewing stand, because that would be useful for when I fight the Ender Dragon, because I do not trust myself in doing it without potions. Because I don't think I've ever beaten the Ender Dragon fully legit in single player. Day 16, I did some mining, and that's pretty much it through the entire day. Day 17, I decided to make a map wall, so then you could see the entire area around my village just by looking at a wall. Day 18, I pretty much did nothing interesting. The most interesting thing I did was take the coordinates for my nether portal in the nether. And for some reason the clip's only 2 minutes long. Don't know why, might have done something interesting, but we'll never know. Day 19, I started deforesting the island, which is in front of the village. My reasons for doing this was 1, because I'll get lots of wood out of it, and 2, I am planning on building my house here, so it would be nice to clear the area out before actually starting the build. I also went mining for iron after I finished deforesting the island on Y16, because for those of you who don't know, after the new not so new 1.18 update, iron now spawns more on Y16. Day 20, I started work on building my house. There wasn't much progress done on this day, but I got the main structure of the logs in place. After that, I started focusing on getting the windows in. Day 21, I started focusing on getting the upper level of the walls done. Still doesn't look great. Knowing me, it probably won't even when it's done, but my plan is to at least make it look good for my builds. Then I started work on making a mini smelter. It's quite straightforward. You just a few hoppers, 2 furnaces and a few chests. Day 22, I started work on adding some more maps to the map wall. Then I started work on making the roof. I made a poll on my Discord if I should make my roof out of snow or spruce wood, and snow won, so that's what I'm going to make it out of. Day 23, I continued work on the roof of my house. Day 24, I continued work on adding maps to the map wall. After that, I then started trying to get this village to sell me a mending book, ideally for a cheap price, but any will do. Day 25, I went mining and found a creeper, and that's pretty much it. Day 26, I continued work on my house, just added some of the walls to the sides of the house. Day 27, I went caving to find some iron, and if you can tell, I'm not using my diamond pickaxe. I think it broke, but I wasn't recording at the time, so I downgraded to a stone, which is very sad. Day 28, I focused on adding more maps to the map wall. Day 29, I mined for more diamonds. Then I crafted a new diamond pickaxe and enchanted it. Enchants too. Then after that, I continued mining in the hope I will find more diamonds. And a creeper. Not hoping that I'd find a creeper though, just found one. Day 30, I added some more windows to my house, and it's beginning to look a lot more like home. Obviously not my real home, but yeah. And this is what my house looks like so far. Not great, but it's good for me, so I'll take it. Day 31, I started adding windows in the roof, like, you know those triangles that people sometimes have pigs sticking out of the roofs? You know, those things. I don't know what they're called, but, you know, I added some of them on either side of, two on either side of the house. Day 32, I am yet again adding some more maps to the map wall. Once I get back, I begin feeling risky and venture into the caves. Day 33, and I am again trying to get a mending villager. Day 34, and I went caving for some iron. Day 35, and I am changing the floor from grass to spruce planks. Then after I've done that, I started work on the second floor. Day 37, I continued work on the second floor of the house. And if you're wondering where day 36 is, no idea. Doesn't exist. Then I started adding spruce stairs as the roof, so then it's not snow. Thought it might look a bit better. And I was working through the night. After I finished that, I found a nearby shipwreck, so got a lot of good loot from that. Day 38, I continued work on adding maps to the map. Day 39, I was following the buried treasure map that I found in the shipwreck, but it turns out I've already been here, so that was a waste of time. Day 40, I'm replanting all of the trees that I deforested when I was clearing out the area to build my house. Day 41, I ventured to the nether, trying to make the area where my portal is a bit safer, because I do not trust myself in the nether, and this will make me feel way better. I then made a tunnel from the area where my portal is all the way to the fortress, just to make it easier to get there. Day 42, and I went mining for diamonds. I then went on to start enchanting all my armour, so then I have even more protection when I fight mobs, because I'm very bad at combat. Day 43, and I do even more mining, and this time I killed a bat, so I got rid of another annoying thing in this world. On day 44, I finally got up the courage to fight some blazes, to get some blaze rods, as these will be essential if I am to beat the game and kill the Ents dragon this episode. Day 45, and I am trying to find the nearest nether wastes so that I can find a piglin and barter with it. And then that'll help me get a lot of ant pigs, which again are essentially killing the Ents dragon. After a while, I found my piglin. I put it in a hole so it can escape and built a house around it, so then no zombie pigmen could get to me, just in case. I mean, I say house, it was more of a hollow netherrack pile. I made it back home safely and put a soul sand at the bottom of where villagers found the village of Gwion, just to make it look better and make sure that no villagers can go back in. I came back with a total of 5 antipoles, which is not as much as I was hoping for, but it's better than nothing. Day 46, I went in search of the stronghold. I didn't have enough eyes to light it up fully, so I couldn't fight the Ender-Dragon then anyway, but I wasn't going to anyway, even if I did have enough eyes, because I wasn't prepared fully. But yeah, so at least I'll know where it is, so I won't have to bother about looking for it again. A bit after that, I found the stronghold. After a lot of searching, I finally found the portal room. It actually took quite a while to find, because this was a weird stronghold. It was like in 2 parts. Like I had to... Yeah, it's really weird. Like, it was blocked off from the area that I went in first. It's really weird. But a 4-eyed, that's good. I'll put the chance up on screen now, because I'm not doing the maths that fast. On day 50, I decided to go netherite mining, because I needed a tool and armour upgrade. Day 51 is just more of the same thing, just still mining for ancient debris. And these were my first pieces. Day 52, I just went to do some deforestation. Day 55, I tried to find a warped forest, then in the hope of trying to get a few endermen for end pills, and almost died. So yeah. Then after that I went netherite mining, in the hope that I could get full netherite armour by the end. Day 56, just more of the same, just trying to get ready for that Ender-Dragon fight. By the end of day 57, I managed to get all the netherite ingots that I wanted, and now I have full netherite armour. Day 59, I started blocking off some of the caves so that villagers couldn't fall in, because we don't want that. Day 60, I started work on building a stairway down to the basement of the house, and a lot of water got in the way, which was very annoying, but easily sorted out. Day 61, I removed the pig pen in the village, because it was kind of getting in the way and it was useless, so there was no point having it. Then I went mining for iron, because I was running low again. Day 62, I was hunting for netherwarts to brew some potions ready for the Ender-Dragon fight. Day 63, I went ancient debris mining. Didn't find anything though, which was very disappointing. Day 64, I went in search of a warped forest, because lots of endermen spawn there, and I need ender pills to finish lighting up the end portal. Later that day, I found what I came for. I got lots of ender pills, all the ender pills that I needed. Day 65, I made it back home safely. Day 66, I did some brewing of slow falling potions and strength potions ready for the Ender-Dragon fight. After I'd done that, I sorted out a chest for all of the things that I needed for the Ender-Dragon fight, just so I'm as prepared as possible and I know I've got everything. Then I went out to the plains biome to get some food, because I do not want to run out of food in the end. Otherwise I'll have to eat chorus fruit, and I do not want to have to do that. Day 68, I started heading to the stronghold. Later that day I lit the portal, but I waited a bit because my friends requested I entered the portal in day 69, and there we go. Time to fight the Ender-Dragon. It wasn't actually as hard as I thought it would be, but in the end I managed to kill it, and I made sure to collect every single piece of XP that it dropped. Of course I made sure that I picked up the Ender-Dragon egg. I mean, you have to do that, it's just the law of Minecraft. After a while, I found an end city with an end ship and make sure to take all of the loot and the elytra. So then transportation around this world will be so much easier now, as long as I have firework rockets. I almost forgot to take the Ender-Dragon head, but I just remembered as I was about to leave. Day 71, I got back home safely. and I did some enchanting with all the XP and loot I got from the end. After I'd done that, I contributed to some more deforestation because I'm collecting the resources that I need for a creeper farm, because that would be useful for the firework rockets for the elytra. Day 73, I'm just expanding on the villager trading halls. Then in the future maybe I could add some more villagers, because 4 isn't enough. Later that day I miserably failed trying to use Pyre to find a dungeon, because name tags would be useful, but I miserably failed and couldn't get it to work for some reason. Day 74, I tried looking for name tags in mineshaft chests, but didn't find any. Day 75, just more deforestation. I need a lot of trapdoors to get the creeper farm working, so I need a lot of wood. More deforestation on day 76. As I said, I need a lot of wood. More of the same, day 77. At this point I'll just skip to when I stopped deforesting, just to stop making it so boring for you. Day 79 I started heading to spawn, where I am planning on building a creeper farm. Day 80 I decided where I wanted the creeper farm to go, and what I needed to do was make a huge platform and with water on it, then all the creepers go into one area to get killed. Once I had done that, I needed to sort out an item collection system. It's really simple, just a few rails with a hopper minecart on top. I say that as I miserably fail. After that I had to replace some of the deep slate with magma blocks, and that is what will kill the creepers. But it took me a while to figure out, even though it was supposed to be probably one of the easiest part of the build, and that's probably me looking at the video now. Then you have to build 5 platforms, then that's where the creepers will spawn, and then that dispenser, you put water in it, and then the water will basically just push the creepers into the water at the bottom, into the magma. Unfortunately, after a while I had to substitute for building the spawning platforms out of dirt, which doesn't look as good, but I ran out of deep slate. In 200 days I will replace this to make it actually look decent, but I won't do this 100 days because I just won't have enough time. After I had finished the spawning platforms, I started work on the roof to make sure that every bit of the spawning platforms was like level 0, so that creepers could spawn. Once I had finished the roof, I started work on the AFK area. So it's really simple, just 5x5 stone platform with 4 doors in the middle and a trapdoor on top to avoid phantoms. Day 88 I just went AFK for 3 days just to see how much gunpowder it will give me. Day 91 I stopped being AFK and got rid of that big pillar that I used to build up to the AFK platform. And yes, it was very worth it making that. It got me a lot of gunpowder, which is the main reason why I built it in the first place, and also a lot of string, which is also useful for getting the snow since I live in a tundra. Day 92 I went mining for cobblestone, so then I could craft a piston and observers, because I've got all the gunpowder now. All I need to craft firework rockets is paper, so I was making a sugarcane farm. After I got all the resources that I needed for the sugarcane farm, I flew all the way back to spawn, so then I could make it there, so then hopefully it would be running all the time. I also got rid of that tower that I used to elytra from, and I didn't have any firework rockets, because it was very ugly. Day 94 got corrupted, so straight to day 95. I'm chopping down woods to put around the sugarcane farm to hopefully make it look actually decent. After I'd got enough wood, I tried to put like a mini house around it just to make it look a bit better. Still didn't look great, but I'll add more onto it in 200 days, so then it'll look even better then. Day 96, I forgot the items for the collection system for the sugarcane farm, so I had to go all the way home. Once I had got all the items for the collection system, I started heading back to school. I then placed down all the rails onto the collection system, and then I set off the minecart. I then just added the hoppers to go into the chests, and also if you can hear rain or thundering in the background, there's a really big storm going on right now, and we haven't had rain for days, so yeah, plants will be happy. Day 98, I just did final touches on the sugarcane farm and went AFK to see if I could get gunpowder and sugarcane at the same time. Day 100, I figured out no, you can't AFK both at the same time. There were already 21 in while I went to AFK. It's kind of disappointing, but after that I checked the creeper farm and took all of the things that I needed out of it. As you can probably tell, this took ages for me to make, so thanks for watching. Goodbye.